Practicing how to freeze when you come in.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
And friends of the Inky Fraternity, we will start with the opening prayer to be offered by the Venerable Samuel Hansenade, Archdeacon, Accra West.
Please let me stand. Gracious Master and our God, we are grateful once again for the gift of today and for the blessing of life.
Chairman of SEPS, and then Venerable Samuel Hansenade, Archdeacon, Accra West.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Welcome to this press conference in connection with the use of medicine and how we can combat what we call counterfeit medicine or fake medicine in our society. Over that on yourself. Studies have shown that fake medicine, counterfeit medicine, especially in the area of malaria, kills about 800,000 people in Africa every day. So we need to be very serious with counterfeit medicine or fake drugs. Furthermore, counterfeit drugs or fake drugs, in actual fact, causes health hazards to our very beings. Secondly, it also deprives us of the right use of our resource, really money. Because if you buy a fake drug with your money, it doesn't work for you. What you have done is that you have wasted your money. So poor as you are, little resource that you have, you don't buy a medicine that will not work for you. Then that will lead you into more serious medical health situation that will call for more expensive medical attention. And as a poor person, deprived of the little income you have. More so, fake drugs, in fact, kills the initiative for research and development in medicine or the area of pharmacy. So as a diocese, we have been very fortunate to have a professor among us, the person of Professor Alex Dodo, who is a pharmacist. And then he is with the World Health Organization, or WHO, who has introduced us to this idea of campaign against counterfeit drugs in the system. With the support of our Scandinavian friends, and PAPAG, today the diocese is going to launch the campaign against fake medicine or counterfeit drugs in our society. So this morning we are here to brief the press on what we intend to do. So, flanked by Sister Yvonne and Sister Ellen, who will be the main speakers of this program, I will now call on
programs, do screening to help members of the general public with respect to their health matters generally, as well as how they use medicine so that they can use medicines properly. And so it was very, very interesting for us when we were called in to partner with the Anglican Diocese of Accra on this particularly very, very important matter of the safe use of medicines in our society, in our communities in Ghana. What we know is that, as Bishop has already alluded to, sometimes you feel that, oh, maybe I used some medicine some time ago and it was good for me, or somebody used some medicine, it was good for them, and so you walk into a facility that supplies medicine, you ask for the medicine. Sometimes, even if the professional were to ask you some questions to help in helping you choose the medicines properly, you may not be very happy. But some of the things that we want everybody to know today is that medicines are good, but medicines can also be very dangerous if they are not used properly. So, but apart from even the good medicines not being used properly, we have also found that there are medicines, counterfeit medicines, which are entering our system. And they are sometimes, they are not really counterfeit in the sense that people are not making them with the intention of deceiving people, but maybe they have not been stored well. Maybe they are not even good for you as an individual. So you will find that the technical word when we are talking about these kinds of medicines are spurious, falsified. We know that sometimes the medicines are falsely labeled, sometimes they are falsified, sometimes they are substandard. And they can be substandard or they can be in any of these categories for any number of reasons. But what we want the public to know, one of the things we want the public to know is that if you use the medicine and you are not getting the result that you have been told you are expected to get, you must know that there could be a problem. Maybe it is counterfeit, maybe it is not good for you. Whatever it is, you must go back to where you got the medicine from and report. Sometimes you may not also get the medicines from the right sources. The medicines have been exposed to the sun, they have not been stored properly. So it is important that we get our medicines from the correct sources. Chief Superintendent Ellen Sam has worked in her practice. She has come across a lot of results of falsified medicines, substandard medicines. And so with this summary, I think I'll just hand over to her to tell us a little bit more about some of the things that we can expect if we do not use our medicines properly, or if we end up, as a result of trying to cut costs, use medicines that are not good for us because they are substandard, or because they are falsely labeled, or because they are falsified, or spurious, or counterfeit.
Half of our job will be done. And so by calling you here, we want to work with you. We want to build partnership with you. The Anglican Church cannot do it alone. PAPAG cannot do it alone. Our friends from Scandinavia cannot do it alone. And so we need partnership from you. Now, what are we talking about? If you go into town and you buy weave-on or you buy cloth and you come home and you realize that it's fake, it's just an economic loss. Nobody dies. But if you take medicine, so if I want to treat you, I know how I'll give the medicine to you. That same medicine, if I want to kill you, I know how I will give it to you. Therefore, medicines are important, but they could be dangerous. And in fact, they can kill, and they do kill. So it means that we must use medicines properly. We must use medicines with knowledge. Now, one thing I think the media can really help us do is adverts. So many adverts on radio, on television, and some of the adverts, as soon as you listen to it, you think that, oh, if I get this medicine, all my problems will be solved. And so whether it's good for you or not, you just run, you are chasing that medicine, not knowing that sometimes you may be chasing your death. So this morning we are saying that we must have a rationale for using medicine. When any time you are swallowing medicine, you should know why. You must have a reason. So you are not just taking it for taking sake. You must have a reason. Now, when you have a reason to take the medicine, you may have a reason, but is the reason good enough? The condition that you have, does it warrant the use of that particular medicine? Now, if you pass that test, how much are you taking? Are you taking 1 tablet? Are you taking 2 tablets? Or because they gave your friend 2 tablets, some of the medicines, they are looking at your weight. Some they are looking at your age. Some they are looking at your height. Some they are looking at the fact that are your kidneys working properly? Is your liver working properly? Are you pregnant? What other sicknesses do you have? When you have passed that test, how long should you take the medicine? Some medicines we take them for life. Some medicines we take it for a very short duration. So you realize that we really need a lot of knowledge to be able to handle our medicines properly and for our medicines to work for us. Now, our bishop talked about counterfeit medicines. That is one side of it. A medicine may not necessarily be counterfeit for it to be very dangerous. If you can get a medicine that is not counterfeit, but if you don't use that medicine properly, you could also lose your life. Now we have so many examples of people who have died because either they were using counterfeit medicines or they were using the right medicine, but they did not use them properly. Now, the use of unsafe use of medicines is very, very, very expensive. I don't know the price that we can put on human lives. It could cost life. And people have died because they use counterfeit medicines or because they did not use the medicines properly. Now, another thing we want the media to do for us is to let the people know that your friend's medicines may not necessarily be good for you. So who should recommend medicines for us? Sometimes our friends. Sometimes we get it from the internet. Sometimes what was given to us the previous time. Sometimes what was given to our sister or our brother. Or sometimes what we heard from the media. And I think that it's so important that the media helps us carry this message that your friend's medicines may not necessarily be good for you. Again, the media can help us in reporting. I don't see what prevents us from getting a desk in the various media houses. If you take a medicine and you are experiencing something strange, or you buy a medicine and you suspect that the medicine may not be good, you could report to a particular media house, and then they may forward the message to either the FDA or to the ministry or whatever. I think this is an area that the media can really do well to help us. Having said all this, what we also want the media to carry is that we are not saying that all medicines are bad. And we are not saying that all Ghanaians are dying. We are not saying that any medicine you buy and you take, you are going to die. We want to put the message in perspective. Medicines are good. Medicines are used to treat diseases, to help in diagnosis, to prevent diseases. Medicines are medicine. Now the media can also help us in this campaign. You get on a bus and people are saying all sorts of things. One medicine can cure like 100 things. The media can help us work with the public. Where should we get our medicines? We must get our medicines from accredited facilities. So that when there are issues, you can go back. If I set my table on the high street and I'm selling something, and then tomorrow I'm not there. If these things, then you know that something is not right. In the open sun, like I said, medicines are not ordinary goods of commerce. If you buy an iPhone and you come home and you realize it's a dummy, it's just an economic loss. There is no loss of life. But if you buy medicine and it's fake, or it's not been stored properly, or it's substandard, it could cost you your life. And so this morning, if we have called the media here, it is because we recognize your role in helping us drive this message home. Please, medicines are important, but medicines could also be dangerous, and if not used properly, could cause loss of life. Now, we realize that our mothers are those who take care of the home. In fact, our mothers take care of the whole society. When children are sick, it's mommy. When children have to take their medicine, it's mommy. And I'm sure our fathers and our brothers here would attest to this. Let's give a clap to our mothers. And so because of that, we are launching this campaign, and we are going to talk to our mothers, because they take care of the daddies, they take care of the children. In fact, they cause the society to run. And we have seen it important to remind the media. Please, if there's any message the media can carry to the public for us, it is this: that medicines, if not used appropriately, could cause death in our society. So many people have died because they did not use medicines properly with the information that they should. Be it as it may, we think that better late than never, we are starting this campaign and we are partnering with our media. Thank you very much. I think we'll take off.
800,000 people are being killed by fake medicine in Africa. Can you please tell us the total of people who are being killed by this same fake medicine in Ghana?
Now, before you can have what you are calling a drugstore or a pharmacy, there are a lot of procedures that you go through. So not anybody at all can handle drugs. And I think the reason is very clear, because we have shown that drugs could be dangerous. So you face you put in your application, you meet a panel, they come and inspect your place. They really have to make sure that you have adequate knowledge to be able to handle drugs. Now we have different levels. For example, what you are calling a chemical shop, there's a restriction to what you can sell. And then if it's a pharmacy, there's also what you can sell. In fact, there are some medications that if you don't have a prescription from the doctor, you should not receive it. And I think this is a good place where you can help us with a campaign. Because sometimes people complain, and when we went, they didn't give us, they're asking us plenty of questions. They say we should go and bring paper. But I'm sure Pink FM can help us do this. That if you go and they are asking you plenty of questions, they say go and bring paper. It is for your own good. They collapsed and they died. And when human beings die, there's nothing that you can do. So yes, we have structures that ensure that the only people who are qualified handle medicines. But of course, you know that in every society, we have charlatans. We have people who want to play smart. And that's what
Is that medicines are good, whether it is orthodox or herbal. Medicines are good, but sometimes if we do not use them properly, or if the medicine itself is counterfeit or substandard, then they can be harmful to us. And as has been emphasized, you cannot put a price tag on human life. If you give the medicine to your child, or if you take the medicine yourself and you die, or the child dies, we cannot quantify the loss. We cannot quantify the loss. Whereas, as for the iPad or the Brazilian head, the Brazilian head, you know that you have lost money. You can buy another one when God blesses you with more money. You can buy another one, but not human life. So please, as we go, let us read this. But of course, we want to hear other questions that you may have right now so that we can interact. There are other senior pharmacists here who can also help us if we need to answer some questions.
But the background that I'm coming from, my village is at Achima Fufu. I've gone to the hospital that prescribed a medicine for me to go and buy. I went to the pharmacy shop. You go, it's a normal practice in our village. You go, you meet a small boy because his father ran that shop. You go and meet him. He is selling. Meanwhile, I too have the technical know-how about the drugs. How can I differentiate between fake and then some standard drugs?
To differentiate. Indeed, I'm sure that at our launch and at our presentation today, we'll see that sometimes even the original manufacturers, when you show them what is fake, they cannot tell because some of the fake products are very well done. So you cannot tell. Sometimes you cannot tell. And because you cannot tell, we have to be very careful the source where you are getting the medicine from. And that is why we are saying that if the place is a licensed place and the people there are qualified to supply, more often than not, they are going to get it from the correct sources before they give it to you. So that gives you a certain kind of safety net. You know that at least to a large extent, if you are getting it from the good source, the medicine you are getting is the correct one. Sometimes if you look at it, you cannot tell. And even if the medicine was originally good, as we were saying, the medicine has not been stored properly. The person may even have bought the medicine from the correct place and gone to the village. But the medicine is not stored properly. It is exposed to the sun, the conditions, the room that it is stored in is very hot. It is not kept in optimal conditions. So the medicine will deteriorate. In that case, when you look at the medicine, you may not be able to tell. But of course, there are also times that you can look at the medicine, especially if it is medicine that you have used before. You can look at it and you know that normally this medicine in this pack is white. Today it is yellow. It means that maybe I should go and find out more about it. Is it that they have changed the way they do it or something? So we also have to be observant. But sometimes our observation is not sufficient. So what we advise, if you take the medicine and you do not get the effect that you have been told you will get. She gave the example. You've gone to take medicine. You have a headache. You've bought medicine. You take 2. You are not getting relief. You take the next 2. You are not getting relief. It means that immediately you should go and report. I took the medicine. I did not get the relief.
Dignitaries in the field of pharmacy, and I would like Sister Yvonne to introduce them to us before we get to the launching ground. After which we have the vote of thanks. This one is for being here.
Madam Bishop, President of PAPAG, Madam Police, Venerable, and my sister Hilda, and all present, all protocol observed. I've been so overwhelmed myself this morning by what I've heard. There's a lot of knowledge around we have to learn. And I believe that tackling the press first is very important. I always pick up the papers and I read about the fruits that are very healthy and the vegetables that are very healthy and the things we can combine and so on. And I've had one very nasty experience, but there's no time to mention that, so I'll talk about that later. I think there's a lot for us to learn, and dealing with the press first is a good beginning.
The whole of our world and nation benefits from this program. Lord Jesus, continue with us in the program ahead. Your own name we have prayed. Amen. Amen.